Hey, the Bourbon Nut is back with episode 2 of what I'm calling Beat the Baseline. I'll provide more details, so stick around and pour up. It's the Bourbon Nut. Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brock, and thanks for joining me on this episode where I'm starting a new episode series here, and I've already, by this time, I've recorded and released the first one that was kind of not sure what I was calling it, but I've done a little research and decided that I've got a really good idea of what I want to call this. And I'm calling it Beat the Baseline, where the pour you don't know sets the baseline. And I will have 4 random bottles that I will pick at the beginning of every episode. And I will stack it up against to see how each one of them fare against the baseline poured, which I am not aware of what it is. So I figured that'd be a fun way to kind of do the blind. Took me a little bit to kind of figure out what I wanted to do for this series and how I want to name it. So I've got that in place now. So I'm super excited to kind of kick this off. Leave a comment down below of what day you think might be a good day to kind of set this on a weekly basis. I haven't really figured out which day works the best yet, because I want to make sure I give myself ample time to video edit and all that good stuff. That's so much fun to do. And then also, I'll link up top here the very first one I did last week in terms of the first episode that I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to call it. So this will be kind of like the first one where I've got a little more dialed in approach on what I want to do with it. So I'm super excited to get this started. So I have the unknown pour here, sitting right here, that my wife poured up in the little 2-ounce bottle this time. The sticky's on the bottom of it, tells me what it is. If I don't know what it is, what she's wrote, then I'll just go to her and ask what it was. But we'll pour that up. I've got 4 bottles I will share with you right now to show you who are the contenders that are going to be stacking up against the baseline. So first off, we have Love 1792. So this is good old Bottle and Bond 1792, right? 100 proof, Bottle and Bond, Bardstown juice, delicious stuff. This one does well for me in a lot of blinds. So I'm able to see at least how light this is. So I'm trying to stack some other things above and what I think below proof-wise around that. So that's bottle number 1. Number 2, I'm throwing in here a little Elmer T. Lee. So we'll see how a 90 proof single barrel sour mash Buffalo Trace, it gets overhyped in my opinion. I won't go into that on rant, but anyway, we'll put that in the mix as well too to see how it also fares. Next up, we have Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. This is the 2024 release. Comes in at 107 proof, right? And this is their high rye mash bill where the rye part comes in is 35%. So high rye mash bill in that. So we have that in the mix as well too. And then last but not least, I threw in a rye. And this is good old Still Austin. Love Still Austin out of Texas. This is their straight rye whiskey. So super excited about that. And this comes in at a proof of, I want to say like 96, 98, somewhere in that ballpark, something like that. I'll flash it up if it's not right. But anyway, those are the contenders that I have for this matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bottles that I poured up in here, and I'm going to put them in here in the carousel real quick. So let's get these out of the way. We'll spin them up. The order in which I poured these initially, they'll be at least mixed up a little bit. All right, should be good there. We'll get these in here. All right. Now we got these mixed up. I don't know which order these are. I'll know what 4 they are, but I don't know which one I'm drinking first. And we'll start from my right to left, your left to right, and we'll do each one against the baseline to see whether or not I think it's better, equal, or worse than the baseline. So let's get started by getting this on the nose and establishing what is the baseline today. So on the nose, fruit and vanilla. Smells sweet, smells nice on the nose, I like it. Yep, let's try it on the palate. All right, that's pretty solid. Coats the mouth really well. Some of that darker fruit, like raisin or plums coming through a little bit. A little more dark caramel coming through in that as well too. So really good, pretty solid. All right, so let's go with what we have is glass A and see how this stacks against the baseline on the nose. A little bit of spice there. I don't know if that's clove or... I almost get like a little bit of peach. Maybe a hint of like a tea note or some sort, perhaps. Let's get this on the palate. That's good. There's some little spices on the back end. There's some raisin in this one as well too, but this is a little more pronounced. Right, I feel like it's almost like a rye, like it's kind of spearminty a little bit maybe. I'm thinking this could be the rye that's in this glass here too, is what I'm kind of thinking. Man, so the question is, that was really good too. Is this one better, equal, or worse than the baseline? I'm gonna have to say, not by a whole lot, but I think I like the baseline a little bit better than glass A. So there we go. Let's move on to glass B. Let's get this one on the nose. All right, this one's a little more caramel, a little more vanilla on this one. Also relatively light on the nose as well too, so let's get this on the palate. That's pretty good. Coats the mouth pretty good. It's got a little bit of drying effect on the back corners here. Let me go with this now. Nose-wise, I think I like this one on the nose better. But, all right, let's try this one again. Yeah, it's just really good, actually. It might be just deceiving just because the color looks lighter, but it does taste good. All right, one more set here. Okay. So, Brock, is this letter B better, equal, or worse than the baseline? I'm gonna have to say I like the baseline better than glass B as well too. So far the baseline is holding up. It's beating what I've got put out here. So let's go ahead and try letter C now and see what we can, something can beat the baseline here. So, all right, on the nose. Ooh, okay. This was a little richer. This one I get some caramel. This is vanilla. There's some brown sugar going on a little bit. All right, dig the nose on this one. So enough said on that. Let's go ahead and try this. Man, that's good. Let me try this again. So is letter C better, equal, or worse than the baseline? I'm gonna call it equal. I think this one's equal to it as far as profile. A little different profile, but I think this one's got a lot going on. It's pretty balanced. A lot of good flavors that I like on the front end. The back end, the finish is pretty good on this one as well too. It might be slightly thinner than that, but I think the flavor in this makes up for it a little bit, where this one's a little more mouth coating and viscous. But there's something just missing throughout the palate that makes up for it on the finish a little bit more. So to each their own. So I think this one's going to be called equal to that. So, all right, so let's go on and try letter D. Get this one on the nose. This one comes across off the rip a little fruity. I get like strawberry cream. It's light though, but maybe some vanilla custard, strawberry cream kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, it's light, pleasant on the nose. Let's get it on the palate. Hardly any finish on that one. Like, front of the palate, you get some of that raspberry that transfers, a little bit of that strawberry cream that transfers, but outside of that, the finish is just pretty much non-existent almost. It kind of just fell off. So let me just do my due diligence on this. So Brock, is this one better, equal, or worse than the baseline? This one is not as good as the baseline. So I'm gonna say this is worse than the baseline. So there we have it. So only one that was equal to it, I thought, was letter C. It's what I'm calling letter C, but we actually find out what letter it actually is. But in terms of order, letter C. So let's go ahead and find out what these bottles are in this order here. And again, this one's equal. The rest of them were kind of not as good as the baseline. So let's go ahead and pull these up and we'll look and see. So we'll start from my right to left, your left to right, and you can see what we got. So this is letter A. So letter A. All right, so letter A is the Heaven Hill. Grain to glass. This again, 107 proof, high rye mash bill from Heaven Hill. Solid, it's good, but not as good as the baseline in my opinion. So that's letter A, or the first one here. Next one. This one is letter C. So letter C is, as expected, it is the rye. Still awesome. Really good, but I think against this baseline, I like the baseline a little bit better. But I do enjoy this straight rye a lot. Still Awesome does a good job with their baseline or regular offerings in general. They're really good. So okay, so let's see what we got for the next one here. Letter B. Letter B, we got two options here. So it must be this one, and just double check. It is letter B. So that is the Bottle and Bond, which I thought was equal to the baseline pour. So 1792 Bottle and Bond, 100 proof from Bardstown. Really good. I enjoy 1792 stuff in general across the board. And Bottle and Bond has done, like I said, really well in blinds in the past across the board in a lot of different categories and areas, even to get some bigger hitters. So just does a good job for me. But that means this last one here, I just want to double check to make sure this is going to be the Elmer T. Lee, which is D. And that tag says D. So all right, so here's your lineup. And again, these three, I didn't think were as good as the baseline. This one I thought was equal to the baseline. So now let's find out what the mystery pour is. That's our baseline, and see what we are working with here. Stop. No way. This is 1792, if you can see that, single barrel. How funny is it I picked 1792 being equal to it, and that is 1792. No shit, I am not kidding. That's crazy. 1792 single barrel. That's crazy. So you get no plans, no themes, just surprises. So you never know what you're going to get in terms of these unknown pours. And because I picked these randomly, these 4 bottles, some might beat it, some may not. So in this case, I found one that was equal to the baseline, and it just happened to be the same damn distillery. What are the chances of that? So kudos to me, baby. I don't know. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below if you enjoy this kind of content. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, sip your passion.